Hi, how's it going? Today we are doing a fun one, or so I think so. Today we are playing CastleVania Symphony of the Night. You might notice that it's a little few differences. This is not a randomized run. This is an original classic PlayStation 1 version of the game. No changes, nothing like my randomizer runs at all, just straight up classic. It was brought to my attention that there are some people who, even as popular as the game is, really don't know much about this game. So my goal today is to play this game and hopefully, maybe share my own tidbits, why I like this game. This is easily top 5 favorite games right here. This is definitely one of them. So hopefully I can share my love and experience of this game with you all, and sit back, relax, stop this rambling, and I guess get right into it. Alright. I named myself Alucard because that is the name of the main character we are playing today. This game, it's a bit different from all the other Castlevania games you might be used to, like the Super Nintendo ones. This is the first, I believe, the first one that kind of introduces a bunch of things. First of all, you're not playing. Mostly, you're not playing as any of the Belmont characters, which is the main vampire hunters of the series. You're playing as Alucard, which is Dracula's son. And as you'll see, there's actually going to be an intro bit that will explain some of it. But he is woken up from his many-year slumber to go defeat his father, who has decided to wake up and cause chaos. Now you see, get ready to see here, is this is actually the beginning. We are playing the beginning of this game is actually the end of the last game beforehand, which is Castlevania Rondo of Blood. We are playing, this is like one of the few times, we're actually playing as a Belmont. This is Richter Belmont. And we're here to fight Dracula, so. This here is actually, for the longest time I actually didn't know about this little secret area up here, but this just kind of gives you an idea of some cool items we'll be getting as Alucard. Some of them are average items, some of them are actually really good items. It's sort of like a sneak peek of sorts. Now, I actually played Rondo of Blood through, so this is, of course, a little more revamped on the graphics compared to then. Whew, if you're talking about major difference in how hard that game was, jeez.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
Alright. So this is a fun little fight. I'm gonna try not to speed run this fight here. Let y'all enjoy a little. It's very slow going. This is about how you had to do it in the original fight. You just one whack and go. That's all you had to do. that, in the original one, took me a second to get down. Because you have to perfectly time that. You have to perfectly time your jump over those. And it was in the same classic CastleVania style. It was brutal and very unforgiving. So let's speed this up. In this game, Richter, with his sub-weapon, which you might see in the top left there, is, in this game, he can use a special ability. So, there, I can do it again. So any sub-weapon he gets, he can use what's called, I think they call it item crash. It's weird. But,
No, it cannot be!
basically any sub-weapon he gets, he can use a super powered up version. It's very nice. And that's how Rondo of the Blood ends. You beat Dracula, save the day. Now, you want to read this here and give you a little tidbit in the background. But basically, in the last game it was Richter, who was aided by his friend, which was Maria. She was, I believe, a witch, or was born with witch powers, basically. Excuse me. But you actually save her in the last game, and then she's like the second character you can play, and you can switch between them. Pretty fun. You want to kind of get like a sort of pretense for this, play around with the blood, and then jump into this and good times. Alright, basically what the story here is explaining is that after Richter defeated Dracula, he goes missing. And so Maria, all these years later, is going to look for him. Now Alucard, our main character here, he is awoken. Because, he's like, oh no, something's happening. Oh no, my dad's back. Gotta go stop him. So yeah, this is pretty much the basis of the game. Richter's missing, Maria's looking for him, but that's sort of the side story within the story. Right now, we are Alucard. We're waking up. We're gonna go defeat our dad, so... Now, fun fact, how you actually play during that first fight will determine some bonuses you get starting out as Alucard. A few of them include using all your hearts in the first fight and having full health by the end of that first fight. Alright. As you see, I believe since we had full health, we start with a Neutron Bomb as a bonus. It's like a complete area of effect damage to all enemies on screen. But here we go. We start the game out with Alucard's sword, his shield, the dragon helm, the Alucard mail, the Twilight cloak, which is really cool because it has a glowy effect, and the necklace of Jay. I'll be honest, I still don't know who Jay is. But here he is, Alucard himself. Very powerful start. Nice spooky atmosphere starting out. Oh, the music kicks in. If there's anything this game is known for, besides just being, just great in any way for CastleVania, it's the music. People love the music in this game. Most people say this song here is probably one of the best. When we get around to my favorite song though, I'll let you know. Alright, we're just running through here. Nothing too crazy yet. Look at that moving background. I love it. Let's just listen to music real quick. So nice. Uh-oh.
Alucard, what is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Still befriending mortals. I'll not ask you to return to our side, but I demand you cease your attack.
I will not.
You shall regret those words. We will meet again. What?
Oh, yeah, we just got robbed. Literally. Yep. All these powerful weapons at the very beginning. Too good to be true? Yeah. Alright, now we're getting to the real game here. Alright, Death decides to steal our stuff. Unfortunate, right? Well, that's fine. Well, I guess we'll just have to loot the castle and get some new stuff. Sucks though, our cool cape is gone. We just got the classic one. Alright. Well, time to punch some enemies. Wow. Ah, yes. Finally. The most powerful weapon in the game. Ah, yes. Alright, there are two, in terms of your main weapons, there are two different kinds. You have the one-handed weapons, you know, and then you have the two-handed weapons. Now, for our sake, we're going to be using the short sword over Red Rust, because one, it just has better stats, and two, it'll leave our second hand open for, say, a shield, or any consumables you can use. Our first save point. And now, the game officially 100% starts. Alright. Oh, here's our map so far. We kind of want to see how far we've traveled. Probably won't be doing 100% map, but most of it. Right. We just received our first relic, which is the Cube of Zoe. Causes items to materialize. In other words, candles when I'll drop stuff. On my randomizer runs, if you don't have that early on, you understand how painful it is. Alright, alchemy laboratory. I was too distracted reading, I didn't even pay attention to this man. Ooh. I never had that much trouble on a skeleton. Finally, jeez. Man, I'm in all sorts of trouble today. Right. Lovely little bit of armor to keep us defensed up. Not too special, but. Well, I'm doing great today, aren't I? It's nothing to worry about. Alright. Our first shield. Leather shield. Low defense. Well, if anything, it does the job. Oops. Well, that was a sort of... what I accidentally did there was cast a spell. There are certain spells you can do in the game. Basically, how much MP you have there is how much spells you can do. This one is, I accidentally cast as a Dark Metamorphosis. If an enemy has sort of like blood particles that pop off of it, basically you heal, you know, as a vampire. It's very good against certain enemies, especially certain bosses too. But yeah, first spell, if you happen to know any of the spells, you can just do them by hand. However, if you don't know the spells, you can buy them from a certain merchant later in the game. And as you progress through the game, he'll eventually have a new one for sale. And they have all different sorts of abilities. A few secret areas. Life max up. First one in the game. You're probably wondering what all these hearts are I keep grabbing. This is for the use of what's called our sub-weapon. Which, there's our first one. A knife. Now, every time I hold up and attack, I can chuck knives. Probably my favorite sub-weapon, because you can just run through and it doesn't break the sort of flow of combat. I can just throw a couple knives, keep walking. Yep. Easy. Nice. Oh yes, our first, our first cape of the game. Well made, but shabby looking. Yeah, not too bad. Now, pretty much the main, like, a sort of aesthetic thing in this game is the. This is just a bad spot. I swear, guys, they play a lot better than this normally. But the main sort of cosmetic change in the game is with the capes. Normally with some games, different armors, different this, that, and the other will cause, a change in your character. For this one, it's just the capes. Not bad. Jump is always a little tricky. Alright, going down here. What's this? Magically sealed. Well, means we'll have to come back to that later. Well, there's a path up to the right here, so I guess we'll go ahead and take it. Right. We got a new sub-weapon here, the axe. Oh. You know what that means, folks. We ain't leaving. It's a boss. How nice of them. We're not going to give you one boss, we're going to give you two. Your very first in-game boss. Spoke too soon. You definitely want to try to keep him doing that, because this blue guy here, ooh, he will mess you up if you don't do it. Alright, now's the fun part. Scariest part as well. I know I said scariest and beat him, but really, if you don't get too close to him, to start swinging and ducking underneath those fireballs, it's gonna mess you up. All right, but first, boss, I guess, bosses. First one down, not bad. We are rewarded with a life up. Pretty good. And with that, as you noticed, we're healing. It's a pretty good heal ability spell. So, alright, first boss done, saved. I think we're doing pretty good. Well, more or less. It's probably the worst playthrough I've already been doing for a while in terms of not dying, but yeah. Oh well. Ooh, buddy. So I activate the spell by accident, yet when I really need to activate it. Just struggle. Especially early on, be really good at keeping my health topped up. Picked up the health potion, by the way. Really good. Picked up a new sub-weapon, which is an interesting one. I can't remember what it's called, and I'm probably not going to try to remember what it's called. Basically think salt. Holy salt. Ash, I believe is what it is. You're not in the Marble Gallery. A lot of people say this song is their favorite. It's just grooves. And that's how powerful the Ash is. Really good, actually. But we're gonna take the knife back, right? See that? The tables are attacking us now. That means you really don't know what to expect. Okay. Looks like we have two paths ahead. I will be taking the bottom path first. Yep, that's how powerful the knife is, folks. Doesn't mean you still can't get hit, though. Those guys there can be quite annoying if you don't get them early. So, see. Not the hardest enemy in the game, but these are also annoying. Just assume every enemy's annoying until you have super powerful weapons. None of them are annoying. Alright, we got ourselves the Spirit Orb. Shows enemy damage. Alright, so now every time we smack an enemy, we'll wonder how much damage you're doing to it. Really good later on when we start getting to different element weapons and abilities. And, which ones will do more damage, less damage, all that fun stuff. Big guy. So that's how much damage we're doing. Level 3 is not exactly amazing. Relax. Gotta be careful. He hurts. Now we can hold up our shield to mitigate some of the damage, but it's better for projectiles. It's tough going. It's tough. There we go. And we got level for our efforts. These are actually pretty funny enemies. These are skeleton boomerangers, but for some reason, if you get too close to them, they just crouch in fear. I don't know. They're the only enemies that do that. Here's the ghost area. They keep infinitely spawning in that little room there, so we're just gonna keep moving because before we get overwhelmed. Yeah, I used a bunch of knives right there because that guy, I've died to him early on so many times. We can just go back. Alright. And as you may notice, we're back in the open area here. Pretty cool. Little skeleton friends have left for these bloody zombies. Alright. Alright. I'm gonna backtrack back through that entire area I was just in, so to save you the trouble of watching it all go through again, I'll be right back. And we're back. Didn't take too long. For you, it was instantaneous. For me, like I said, didn't take too long. Believe it or not, I actually didn't die on the way back. Sometimes on the way back, it's you get caught in the wrong spot. I believe I only got hit like twice actually coming back. So. Welcome, probably one of the most annoying enemies in the game, the Flea Man. They just. Oof. If you can't hit them, they'll hit you. That's about it.
Wait a moment. You seem human, and yet, what do you here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Then we have the same purpose. I'll trust you for now. I'm Maria. Who are you?
Alucard.
Not the talkative type, I can see. Well, perhaps we'll meet again, if you live that long. Farewell.
A little sassy, but alright. And that was our first instance with Maria. Well, in this game. I have a feeling she'll show up later. But for now, we'll just continue onward. The rebound stone. It's a fun little sub-weapon. Just, bounce off the wall 3 or 4 times. Or a lot. Quite fun, actually. It's fun, but at the same time, it's kind of inconsistent. So unless you have, say, a big enemy or you just really want to just, I don't know, be fun, test your luck, go for it. Yes. The stopwatch sub-weapon. Pretty good. That weapon I just saw there was the Holy Book, as they call it. It kind of floats around you and smacks things. But we're going to be sticking with the stopwatch. It's nice to freeze enemies, and it's definitely going to come and help later. Alright. Let me tell you, I'm really looking forward to when we get an upgrade to our image here. Short sword does the trick, but let me tell you. Whew. After fighting those annoying enemies, we could fight even more annoying enemies. I guess I just do more damage than that. That there is called the Stone Rose. I'll show you why. Okay, we're just stuck in stone now. Gotta break out. But early on, especially if you just don't utilize your shield or anything like that, that will be the most annoying enemy. And then you'll just keep getting stone, damage will stack up, and yeah. Alright, we just got a zircon, sparkling ring, salable. Basically, this is a ring we can sell for money. Which is some of the only few things we can actually sell for money. I'm about to do this. You're probably wondering why I took that entire path earlier to get. Yep, it was for this one little consumable. Now we have high defense. Probably wonder, well, what is defense for? This guy. He hurts. Yeah, we'll come back to him in a second. Alright. Pot roast. Good healing item. How's everybody's day going? Doing great? Having a good day? Doing alright? Good weather where you are? Whoa, what's this? A secret, you say? That's right. We're finally getting an upgrade to our DPS. And probably one of the most interesting secrets ever. This is the Jewel Knuckle and a very nice increase. We get the Mirror Cuirass, which now we are immune to the, well, as long as we're wearing it, the stone roses and other enemies that would turn us to stone. Yeah, but we've gone from 10 to 25 damage. It's amazing. It's a very big leap for this early in the game. Whoops. I was there trying to mess around, playing around, I had wasted one of my clocks. That's fine. Now, remember how we were only doing 1 damage to that guy earlier? And he's done. And that's how powerful it is, friends. Now, normally, we wouldn't even be able to get through there until we said something. Until we, later on, you have the ability to turn to mist, as it says. Mist could pass. Well, we can't turn to mist yet. Really? We don't turn to mist for quite a while. So it's a nice little thing the game developers decided to add in there to let us get essentially really good items this early in the game. Now, is this the best items in the game? No, far from it. Are we going to stick with them for very long? Not really. We'll probably get a nice replacement for them actually fairly soon, but for what it is, it's nice. That's a man on a boat. That's nice. Yeah. Nice little sitting, resting area. I think we're done with resting. Everyone's favorite enemies from any CastleVania game, Medusa heads. These Medusas actually have, in my opinion, one of the better drops in the game, but it's so low. If we get one, it's going to be very lucky. And I don't think I want to waste your or mine time trying to get it, so I think we're good with what we have. So we'll just speed along here. Now, one big drawback, obviously, to the fist is it's a close range weapon, so you got to get right in their face, and that sometimes doesn't always turn out. So. But good damage, as you saw, pretty good crit chance, so not bad. Fun fact, if you sit in chairs long enough, he actually falls asleep. Hey, Hero's got a nap too. Oh. Next boss fight. Now, don't look away now. You're gonna see how quickly this boss fight is gonna be. Alright, so don't look away. And that's the boss fight. Now what we just fought there was our Doppelganger. And normally that would be one of the toughest fights, because he has your starting weapons, he has transformations, and going in like that, it's very tough. Even if he was to get the jewel knuckles, it's a very tough fight. However, for some reason, they decided to make him be able to be stopped by the time sub-weapon, the stopwatch. So, yeah, he just sits there. And you just win. So, and you're probably thinking, oh, why don't you fight him the normal way? Well, are we sure we want to sit here while I die several times? Yeah, so I bit the bullet, decided to do it the easy way. Also, I'm sure some of y'all got a chuckle out of that. So, alright, let's continue on. Okay. Nice little upgrade for your efforts. However, it's not quite as good as our fist weapon here, so I'm going to stick with this for a while. Hey, look. Alright. I thought I could make the jump back a little bit. Speedrun trick there. Apparently, if you pull out your shield at the same time you dash, you just kind of zoom. Of course, if you get the timing wrong, you kind of just do this, and you actually like slow yourself down. But a little practice, it's not bad. If you're wondering why I keep accidentally doing that, when you press up on you press up and attack, you activate your sub weapons. And using a joystick, sometimes you just do it. Welcome to the Long Library. Believe it or not, this used to be my favorite song. Beautiful harpsichord. Oh. These enemies here, very annoying. They apply the curse status debuff. Basically, I can't punch or do anything. I just gotta wait for it to wear out. However, picked up a couple uncurses that it dropped. Yeah. Just couple of them, and I go back to fighting. But you do not want to get cursed at a critical moment. If there's a bunch of enemies on the screen and you can't attack, over here punching books. We now have the fairy scroll. This will now tell us the name of all the enemies we fight. So if you're curious what we've been fighting this whole time, well, there you go.
It's been a long time, old one.
Oh, it's you, Master Alucard. What do you need?
I need your help.
Young Master, I cannot aid one who opposes the Master.
You won't go unrewarded.
Really? In that case, just tell me what you need.
Behold our good friend, the Master Librarian. All this money we've been gathering up, here we go.
I'm interested in this.
Alright, if you look right there on his desk, it's all the different items you can buy. What we're currently after here, though, is the Jewel of Open.
Thank you.
It is a relic that's going to allow us to open up those sealed blue doors around the map, like the one we saw earlier in the thing. It says potions, shanty curses. I'll buy a couple of these.
Thank you.
The library card will allow us to teleport back if we ever need to. Just straight up right outside this room. It'll be very helpful. So there's a bunch of different things, useful stuff, some good armor. A little expensive, you can tell. And here, I'm going to buy the castle map. Alright. You can also
I'm interested in this.
sell any of the gems he has. Well, so you have to sell to him. And these are the different ones you can get.
I'm interested in this.
You can actually pay, and he'll actually tell you more optimal ways to fight the bosses. So, if you want to see how how they would say a good idea to fight the bosses, like say Dracula at the beginning, or the first double boss, or our Doppelganger, there you go. So if you had a rough time, and you just barely get through the fight, and you're like, how can I do it better? That'll give you some tips.
I'm interested in this.
Also, all the enemies we've been fighting so far, so not bad.
Farewell for now.
Not bad. Alright. So now we have the Jewel of Open. So we can go back and open up all those blue doors. Because it can't slide very well in this. In fact, we're actually going to be going all the way back to that blue door we saw at the beginning. Also, here's the map we bought. Obviously, the dark spaces are places we haven't been yet. Now, this is, of course, not the full map. In fact, there are several areas, looking at this right now, I can tell they're definitely not showing up yet, so. But that sort of gives you the basis of where we'll be heading. However, we're on the far right side, and we need to get all the way to the far left side. So. The books are falling. Such good music. It never gets old. Oh. Oh. Not bad. You might actually stick to it for the range. Alright. Now, most weapons have their generic, slice attack. However, certain weapons have a special attack if you do the right sort of combinations. So if you go down and then the direction you're facing, and I can start a circle if you do. Or not. I'll do it eventually. There we go. Apparently I can only do it the right side a lot easier. And that's just me, I guess. But yeah, a lot of the weapons actually have that sort of ability, so we'll have to look out for them and test them out as we get them. Some of them I know, and sometimes I find some new ones. It's a tough one. Now the bone muskets there, they drop a really good item early on. Alright, now right here you see we got a little glowy item. Looks like all our other relics, but well, as you see, we can't get it. Now however, if we go right up here, while avoiding all the noose heads, of course. The gold ones are the one we gotta look out for. You don't want to turn the stone. Elevator activated. Nice. So now if we go down here, Soul of Wolf. Hey look, we're Wolf. Who would have thunk it? Now we just ride this elevator as we see fit, which will definitely save us some time in this area. Funny enough, we need to be going back up. So. Alright. Just gonna step through here. Alrighty. This, a warp zone. We were on the right side of the map. Now we're all the way back on the left side. Very helpful. Not bad. Well, there are multiple ones, of course, throughout the whole castle. Basically, you walk in the room and you unlock it. Pretty easy. And like that, we are back at the very first save point. Alright, I think that's a good wrapping up point for this episode. Fought some bosses, made some progress. Next time, we're gonna go through the blue door and see what's on the other side. Alright, thanks for hanging out. And don't worry, we'll definitely be continuing this. Alright, see you next time.